Smart Americans are buying pre-2014 GMC trucks, and the Pre-AFM loophole is the reason. An $8,000 truck with zero cylinder deactivation, zero VIN-locked modules, and zero carbon buildup, versus $65,000 for a new one with a known lifter defect, dealer-locked computers, and a $3,500 repair waiting at 80,000 miles. 7 reasons the older truck wins. Here's the list. Reason number 7. The repair manual is $25 and covers everything. This sounds like a small thing. It isn't. It's the foundation that makes everything else on this list possible. Walk into any auto parts store right now and buy a Haynes or Chilton manual for a 2003 through 2013 GMC truck. $25. Every torque spec, every wiring diagram, every step-by-step procedure from changing spark plugs to pulling the intake manifold. Printed, indexed, sitting on your workbench whenever you need it. Now try finding the same information for a 2023 GM. Move their factory service information behind a paywall called AC Delco TDS, Technical Delivery System. A 2-day access pass costs $35. A monthly subscription runs $40 to $50. A full year, $300 or more. And the aftermarket manuals for anything built after 2018 are increasingly useless because the systems are too integrated and the calibration procedures require dealer-specific software steps that a printed book simply can't replicate. On a pre-2014 truck, you don't need GM's permission to understand your own vehicle. The information is available, affordable, and complete. Every sensor location, every fluid capacity, every bolt pattern. $25? And you own it forever. $25 for complete repair information you own permanently versus $300 a year to rent access from GM. The older truck puts the knowledge in your hands. The newer one puts it behind a cash register. That's the information side. The next reason is about the tools you need, or more accurately, the tools you don't. Reason number 6. The electronics are simple enough to diagnose without an $8,000 computer. A current generation GMC truck runs over 40 networked electronic modules: engine control, transmission control, body control, brake control, airbag, infotainment, steering, suspension, HVAC, parking assist, lane departure, forward collision, each one communicating across multiple data networks inside the truck. Diagnosing a problem on that system requires manufacturer-level software, GM's MD-I2 hardware paired with GDS-2 diagnostic software. Total cost of entry, $5,000 to $8,000. Now look at a 2006 GMT 800 or a 2011 GMT 900. These trucks have electronic modules, but dramatically fewer of them. The networks are simpler. A $200 scan tool from the parts store reads 90% of the meaningful data on these trucks. Engine codes, transmission codes, ABS codes, sensor live data, all accessible with off-the-shelf equipment that any owner can buy and learn to use in an afternoon. The 10% you can't reach with a basic scanner, deep body control functions, security system parameters, those are diagnosable with a $300 to $500 aftermarket scan tool like an Autel or launch unit. Still a fraction of the $8,000 dealer setup that newer trucks demand. When a check engine light comes on in a pre-2014 truck, you can read the code, look up the diagnostic procedure in your $25 manual, and fix the problem with confidence. When the same light comes on in a 2023, the underlying fault may involve a module interaction that your basic scanner can't even see. The dealer becomes the only option, and the dealer charges accordingly. Pre-2014 trucks are diagnosable with tools that cost $200 to $500. Current trucks demand equipment costing $5,000 to $8,000. The simpler electronics don't just save you money on tools. They give you the ability to understand what's wrong with your own vehicle. That ability is worth more than any single part on this list. Even if you can diagnose the problem and you have the repair information, there's one more lock that newer trucks put between you and a functioning vehicle. The next reason removes that lock entirely. Reason number 5. No VIN locked modules. On a current generation GMC truck, every major electronic module, ECM, BCM, TCM, instrument cluster, even the HVAC module on some platforms arrives from the factory blank, unprogrammed. It does not recognize your truck. The module must be initialized through GM's proprietary service programming system, SPS, which connects to GM servers, downloads your VIN-specific calibration, and writes it to the new part. Without that programming step, the module is a paperweight. The truck does not start. That programming requires either a dealer appointment at $300 to $500 per module or access to an MDI2 interface with an SPS subscription, which costs thousands. You can do the physical installation perfectly, but the truck sits dead until someone with GM software completes the digital handshake. On a pre-2012 GMC truck, and this covers the entire GMT 800 platform and most of the GMT 900, module replacement is fundamentally different. You buy the ECM, you install it. The truck recognizes it. Some modules may require a basic relearn procedure, cycling the key, driving a certain number of miles for the transmission to adapt, but the part functions in the vehicle without calling home to GM's servers, without dealer intervention, without a $300 programming fee. The body control module, the engine control module, the instrument cluster, the radio. On these trucks, replacement is a mechanical process. Remove the old one, install the new one. Drive the way it should be. Pre-2014 trucks let you replace a failed module and drive. Current trucks let you replace the module and then sit in the driveway until the dealer charges you $300 to $500 to make it work. Same repair skill, same part. One drives home, one doesn't. The next reason moves from electronics to the mechanical side, and it's one that every GMC owner who has ever towed a trailer needs to hear. If this is making you rethink your next truck purchase, hit subscribe and like this video. It's free and it helps the channel. 4 more reasons to go, and they get bigger from here. Reason number 4, proven transmissions without dealer-locked relearns. The GMT 800 platform runs the 4L60E 4-speed automatic transmission. One of the most produced, most documented, most understood automatic transmissions in automotive history. Any independent shop in America can rebuild one. Parts are everywhere. Rebuild cost runs $800 to $1,500. A remanufactured unit runs $1,200 to $2,000. The GMT 900 runs the 6L80 6-speed automatic. More complex than the 4L60E, but proven with extensive independent shop support and a strong reliability record across its production run. Now compare that to what new GMC buyers are dealing with. The 8L908 speed is known for torque converter shudder, a widespread issue that GM has addressed through multiple technical service bulletins and fluid changes without fully resolving. The 10L8010 speed takes it further. Its adaptive shift calibration is tied to the transmission control module. Change the fluid, and the TCM may need a relearn procedure that requires dealer-level GDS2 access on some models. You did basic maintenance, and now you need the dealer to reset the transmission's brain. On a pre-2014 truck, you change the transmission fluid and drive. The 4L60E adapts on its own. The 6L80 adapts on its own. No dealer, no laptop, no software handshake. The cost comparison is stark. A complete 4L60E rebuild at an independent shop, $800 to $1,500. A complete 6L80 rebuild, $1,800 to $3,000. A rebuild on an 8L90 or 10L80, $4,000 to $7,000. The older gearboxes are bargains. The next reason is purely mechanical. No electronics involved, just chemistry and physics. Reason number 3, port fuel injection means zero carbon buildup. Every pre-2014 GMC V8 uses port fuel injection. The fuel injectors spray fuel directly onto the back of the intake valves before it enters the combustion chamber. The gasoline and its detergent additives wash over the intake valve surfaces with every combustion cycle, dissolving and carrying away carbon deposits before they can accumulate. Starting with the 2014 K2XX platform, GM switched to direct injection on the Gen 5, 5.3, and 6.2 engines. Direct injection sprays fuel directly into the combustion chamber, bypassing the intake valves entirely. Better fuel economy on the EPA test, but the intake valves never get washed with fuel, ever. Over time, PCV oil vapors coat the intake valve surfaces. Without fuel washing them clean, those deposits bake at combustion temperatures and harden into rock-solid carbon. The fix is walnut blasting. Intake manifold off, specialized equipment, $500 to $800. And it's not a one-time fix. The carbon comes back every 50 to 75,000 miles for the life of the truck. On a pre-2014 truck with port injection, this problem does not exist. The fuel does the cleaning automatically, every combustion cycle, for free, for the life of the engine. An oil catch can and CRC GDI cleaner help on newer trucks, but those are mitigation strategies for a problem port-injected engines simply don't have. Port fuel injection on pre-2014 trucks provides free automatic intake valve cleaning. Direct injection creates a $500 to $800 bill every 50,000 miles. The older engine design isn't just simpler, it's self-cleaning. 2 reasons left. These close the case entirely. Reason number 2, the $50,000 price gap. A pre-2014 GMC truck in good condition sells for $8,000 to $15,000 on the private market in 2026. A 2006 GMT 800 with the Gen 353 and the 4L60E, 0 AFM, 0 VIN locks, 0 carbon buildup, sells for $6,000 to $12,000 depending on mileage and condition. The average transaction price for a new GMC truck in 2026, $65,233. Not the sticker price. What people are actually paying, the gap, over $50,000. At an average repair cost of $500 per job, $50,000 covers 100 repair events. You could rebuild the transmission twice, replace every wear item, drop in a crate engine, repaint the truck, and still have $20,000 left, all for the same total as one new truck purchase. The new truck has a better interior, a nicer infotainment screen, lane departure warning, a quieter cabin, genuine improvements, but none of them make the engine more reliable. None make the transmission cheaper to rebuild, and all of them are included in that $65,000 price you'll be paying over 72 to 84 months. One forum owner rated his 2006 at 4.6 out of 5 stars, 94% recommendation rate, and wrote, "You could throw the engine in the Atlantic Ocean, fish it out 30 years later, fill the tank with peanut butter, and it would start right up." That truck cost $9,000. $8,000 to $15,000 for a mechanically proven, fully repairable truck, versus $65,000 for a truck with known defects, dealer-locked computers, and a carbon cleaning bill every 50,000 miles. The $50,000 difference isn't a compromise. It's the smartest truck purchase available in 2026. And now, the reason this video exists, the reason it's called the Pre-AFM loophole, the single biggest mechanical advantage that pre-2014 trucks hold over everything that came after. Reason number 1, 0 AFM, 0 DFM, 0 lifter failures. Active fuel management was introduced on GMV8 engines in 2005. On 2019 and newer models, GM expanded it into dynamic fuel management, 17 different cylinder deactivation patterns. The system shuts down cylinders under light load to save fuel, and it is the single most common, most expensive, and most completely preventable mechanical failure on every GMV8 engine built in the last 20 years. The hydraulic lifters lock and unlock hundreds of times per hour. Each transition stresses the locking pin, the lifter body, and the camshaft lobe. Between 40 and 80,000 miles, lifters wear, stick, and collapse. When a lifter collapses, it destroys the camshaft lobe. Metal debris enters the oil system. The repair heads off, all 16 lifters replaced, new camshaft, oil system flush, reassembly. $3,000 to $5,500 on a 5.3. On some Gen V trucks with DFM, closer to $6,000. It is the subject of a federal class action, Harrison versus General Motors. Now here's the loophole, and it has 2 paths. Path 1, GMT 800, 2003 through 2006, Gen 3 LS-based V8 engines, the LM753, the L33 aluminum block 53, the LQ4 and LQ960, the LR448, every single one. Zero active fuel management. The system did not exist yet. No AFM lifters, no locking pins, no deactivation cycling. All cylinders fire all the time. The Gen 3 53, the LM7, is considered one of the most reliable V8 engines ever mass-produced. These engines routinely reach 300,000 miles on original internals with regular oil changes, a timing chain replacement around 200,000, and basic maintenance. LS-based architecture, same family powering Corvettes and race cars. Parts availability is essentially infinite. Consumer Reports rated the 2013 GMT 900 at 4.7 out of 5 for reliability. Forum owners report 263,000 miles before the first AFM issue on GMT 900 trucks. Others report over 120,000 miles as farm trucks with, and this is a direct quote, no maintenance beyond fluids and filters. Path 2, GMT 900 2007 through 2013. These trucks introduced AFM on the 5.3, the LMG, and LC9. The pre-AFM loophole on these trucks is not that they lack AFM. It's that AFM is simple, cheap, and completely reversible to disable. The range technology AFM disabler, $240 to $270. Plugs into the OBD2 port. Takes 30 seconds, no tools. Tells the ECM to keep all 8 cylinders firing at all times. Does not modify the tune. Does not alter fuel maps. Does not change timing. Just prevents the constant cycling that destroys lifters. With the range disabler installed, a GMT 900 operates as a full-time V8. Identical in function to the Gen 3 engines that never had AFM in the first place. The lifter failure risk drops to near zero because the lifters never cycle. And there's a third option, the 4.8-liter LY2. This engine was never equipped with AFM on any model year. Zero-cylinder deactivation hardware from the factory. Same LS architecture with a shorter stroke. Bulletproof reliability and zero AFM concerns without any aftermarket device needed. So the complete loophole map looks like this. Buy a 2003 through 2006 GMT 800 AFM from the factory, nothing to disable. Buy a 2007 through 2013 GMT 900 with the 5.3. Install a $240 range disabler, AFM eliminated. Or buy any year GMT 900 with the 4.8, zero AFM from the factory. Every path leads to the same result, a GMV8 truck running all 8 cylinders all the time. No lifter cycling, no $3,500 to $5,500 repair, no class action lawsuits. Meanwhile, new truck buyers at $65,000 are running DFM with 17-cylinder patterns, and a known failure mode GM has been sued over in federal court. The pre-AFM loophole is real, it's documented, and it works 3 different ways. This isn't nostalgia, it's math. And the math says the $8,000 truck with no cylinder deactivation is a smarter buy than the $65,000 truck that GM is being sued over. 7 reasons, all documented, all verified with real numbers. A $25 manual versus a $300 subscription. A $200 scan tool versus an $8,000 diagnostic system. Modules that work when you install them versus modules that sit dead without dealer programming. Transmissions you can service without a software handshake. Port injection that cleans itself for free. A $50,000 price gap. And the pre-AFM loophole that eliminates the most expensive engine failure on modern GMV8s for $240. Or for free if you buy the right platform. Remember the top. An $8,000 truck with zero deactivation, zero VIN locks, zero carbon buildup. That truck exists right now, thousands of them, sitting on the used market waiting for the buyer smart enough to do the math. Go watch our video on 10 illegal tricks to make your GMC engine run like new. And the one on 5 banned upgrades dealers don't want you knowing. Both show you how to keep that pre-2014 truck running for another 200,000 miles. See you in the next one.